VFL Premiership Football, proudly brought to you by Nissan Australia, Carlton and United Breweries, your State Insurance Office and State Bank Victoria.
For the first time in 24 years, it's Melbourne and Collingwood slugging it out in a finals game at the MCG. The Demons won through after surviving last week's cliffhanger against the West Coast Eagles. While for the Woods, it's an opportunity to make amends after going down in the qualifying final to reigning premiers Carlton. The first semi-final on Sunday Replay. Good afternoon and welcome to our replay of the first semi-final. A crowd of well over 80,000 this afternoon at the Melbourne Cricket Ground for the big one between Melbourne and Collingwood. For the winner, a place in the preliminary final next week against Carlton, and for the loser, mothballs for the season. Out they go. You can imagine the tension running through both teams prior to such a big game in front of a big crowd, and the tension exploded even before the opening bounce. We pick up that action, and the commentators Peter Landy, Dennis Cometti and Don Scott.
Jane Kerrison has got the job on Brian Wilson in the centre of the ground.
It's on already. There's a fight down there at the edge of the square. Boy, Dwyer came in and let one go. That was a real haymaker from the two bob seats.
This is almost a prerequisite now for any final round game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just about...
reminiscent of a game a couple of years ago, Carlton and Melbourne reserves, when it was all on before it started. Every player was involved that particular day. We see there Fellows and Wilson going at it.
I tell you what, Stephen Stretch is hurt.
And there are only four players not involved, and they're standing down at the other end of the ground.
One of them, Sean White, will start at full forward for Melbourne.
That'll be a disaster, wouldn't it, if Stretch was hurt?
He's in the hands of the trainers at the present time.
You'd have to say, Don, how silly was that?
I was watching down there, actually, as the umpire was going to bounce the ball. There was some indecision between the Melbourne players as to who they were marking. Dersma and Stretch were sorting it out, and I took my eyes away, so I didn't see exactly what happened after that, but there was some conjecture, and obviously something was being said down there initially. Out comes Tony Shaw.
Not over yet.
Well,
my wild Irish rose.
Really, footy can do without this sort of nonsense, can't it?
Well, it is a bit stupid because a lot of those guys there can stand up and throw a punch, but they won't go and get the hard ball.
And there's a grand final just a couple of weeks away, and a preliminary final to be won next week.
I think Carlton and Hawthorn will be laughing at the moment, wouldn't they? John Northey, Greg Wells looking concerned.
What would the message be at this stage?
Seconds out.
How Stretch.
If the umpire would be taking out his book at all.
I think they've at last sorted it out.
Now what the umpire should do is not worry about it, just get straight on, bounce the ball, leave them get out of position, although a lot of them be caught out of position. Stretch and Starcevic were involved in the initial fracas.
I wonder if any numbers were taken. I didn't see the books out, which I suppose looking at that, a few players might consider themselves lucky.
Well, they must have lost the books if they didn't come out then.
Exactly. No reports made yesterday. Will we have a busy night tomorrow after all?
Still on in the middle. Kerrison and Wilson, and now Dacos getting involved.
He ought to just bounce the ball.
That's what he should do, Peter. He really should do it.
Let them sort it out themselves then. We're underway at last. It's only the first quarter, but in actual fact it's round two. Fellows up high. Oh, Dwyer went at him, and the umpire's found a free kick. Not surprising. And that's losing sight of the goal and the ball.
There will be lots of free kicks, I would imagine, in the first minute or so now.
Fellows, late inclusion. Oh, beautiful kick, 60 metres plus, down to half forward. Dersma gets around Hawke. Johnson goes down. Yates, short kick, back to the wing position and out of bounds. So a throw in front of the packed members section here at the MCG. 16 is Lovell, Collingwood coach Lee Matthews looking on anxiously. Fellows getting the front position again. Picked up for Melbourne by Newport. His kick up towards the right half forward flank for the Demons. Some tunnel ball, that's effective. McGuan. Back to centre field, in front is Wright. Can't trap it, the Magpies can. He takes the hand pass at midfield. A good start to the year, Wright. He's in line for Recruit of the Year honours. Now, Pirates paid the mark to Hughes. 4 weeks on the sideline, they certainly missed him. Newport again. Gets the hand pass away. Melbourne going forward through Lovell. He's gone for a pass to right half forward. Intended for Steins. He might get it on the second grab. First score coming up. Hit the post from behind.
Could be a problem down there for the Collingwood side because Manson's picking up Steins. Manson usually starts in first ruck, but he hasn't got the skill or mobility of Steins, so that could be a problem.
Plenty of drama. Kick in towards the outer side. McGuan takes the mark. Mick McGuan, one of the stars for Collingwood this season, one of the players who got them here, goes in short. Stretch at full stretch, unable to knock it away from Starcevic. So Starcevic well down the ground. Bright sunny conditions at the moment. Starcevic from half back towards half forward. Duursma in best position, up he goes, uncontested. He was in the fireworks right from the start. Short passes, Lovell. Thought about the hand pass. He's on centre wing. Down towards the forward pocket with the kick. White's in front down there. White rather takes the mark. Just outside 50. In fact, the man on the mark is pulled back inside the 50-metre line. Sean White. Low trajectory kick down towards full forward. And the mark is taken by Steins.
The Irish connection.
Steins only about 10 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
You see here, it's not a really good kick by White, but it gets up in the direction of goal, and that was a good mark by Steins to take that from behind Manson because he is quite a tall fellow.
Steins gets the goal.
The swirling wind made conditions difficult in the first quarter. Melbourne 3 goals 8 and Collingwood 2 goals 5, so they sprayed a lot of shots at goal. So it was a 9-point advantage to the Demons at quarter time. Let's take a look at some highlights from the second quarter.
9 points the difference in favour of Melbourne in the first quarter, 26-17. Lovell farms it out to Yates, who fumbles. Now he gets clear. Oh, Melbourne player slung down by Krasiska. That would have to be a free kick.
What an undisciplined act.
And Sean White says thank you very much.
I couldn't believe that.
Very undisciplined.
Let's see this on replay. Watch Krasiska. He just had no hope of getting the ball, but
For goal number 2. I think he's got it. He has. Right start for Melbourne in the second quarter.
Clears the pack out there. Yates waiting behind from right half forward. Pulls it back towards the pocket. Up in front, White. Off hands Lyon. Pulls it back. That is a magnificent goal. What a goal!
Recently, little nudge by Brown there. Ultimately able to get the handball down to McGuan. This is McEwen. Right half forward flank. No one chasing really. Lovell, will he catch him? No! Shot at goal. Is a ripper! The field to half forward. The flyer was Manson. Couldn't control it. Back to Brown. White chases him. Saunders in trouble. Good smother. A soccer gives Stone the chance. Kerrison might have been almost a high tackle. Yes, it is. Perhaps accidental, Don, but accidents they really count.
It's not accidental, Peter. What players are doing now is dropping the knees, and we'll watch this, and it's something that the umpires have really got to get onto. Watch Kerrison. He'll drop the knees. Bang. And they are meant.
Man on the money. It'll come round. It's a goal. Stein second. Did well to get boot to ball quickly. Right, making position. Lovett, grab high. Nothing for that. Hand pass comes out to right again from Krasiska. Now surely that would be a free kick. Graham Wright. Krasiska was penalised for a similar thing in the first quarter, so consistency there from the umpires as Wright shoots at goal. Looks good. Badly needed one for Collingwood.
He centres the kick. Manson couldn't hang on. Wilson, was he pushed in the back? The umpire says yes. They're finding goals hard to get. Melbourne kicking at their 7th here. Brian Wilson has got it, I fancy. Yes, he has. Just snuck it in.
But it's down to Lovell. To Johnson on the practice wicket area. Good smother by Dacos. Might be out of bounds, or has he kept it in? He has. Beautiful play. And marvel still at the skills of him. Strong mark taken by Krasista. Now he's on the 50-metre line. He's gone for a short pass. McGuan, has he got it? Yes, he has. And McGuan right on the boundary line. 45 out. Vital kick for Collingwood. Not bad, he likes it. The goal umpire agrees.
Wilson knocks it through the pack, taken by Yates. He wheels around, kicks it high towards right half forward. McGuan lunges at the ball, missed it. Opportunity for Lovell behind, over the top to Wilson. 40 metres out in closing. Brian Wilson, great kick.
Wilson's second goal.
They started to kick better in the second quarter, 5 goals to 3, and Melbourne extended their 9-point lead to a 23-point lead at half-time. But the conditions were difficult. We pick up the third quarter action from the opening bounce.
The second half of the first semi-final, 1988. Melbourne leads by 23 points, 8-11-59 to 5-6-36 before a huge crowd. O'Dwyer and Fellows do battle. Healy for Melbourne. Hooks it towards right half forward. Saunders tried to drag it in one-handed, nearly succeeded. It's a race. Wilson puts the head down, as is his norm. Healy tries to flip it out, not successful. It'll be a bounce outside the 50-metre mark.
Well, Collingwood made a change. They got Manson at centre half forward. Christian's gone into the back pocket. And Healy doesn't look too good.
He's looking a little hurt. I've got a kick in the hand in that skirmish. Let's hope he's okay. Steins beats Fellows. Saunders had the run of it. Seemed to lose it. Out it comes to Banks. Plenty of room for him at midfield. In pursuit is Yates. Banks, long, straight down the corridor. 2-on-1 in favour of Melbourne. At the back is Johnson. Kicked it into O'Dwyer, I think it was. Collingwood fans looking for in the back. No, says the umpire. Starcevic, I don't think so. Umpire in good position to see that. No addition to the score. O'Dwyer and Manson. Grinter had it and then lost it. Likewise Hughes. Chance for Collingwood. Taylor, his second. Just what they needed to start the third quarter.
Taylor might have been the fellow that kicked the ball, but what great play. I think it was by Tony Shaw. If we watch this, Tony Shaw just paddle the ball along with his feet as it came to ground. Now here's Tony Shaw, number 22. Hughes misses it there. Shaw sets up the opportunity. A snap by Taylor. Well done, Tony Shaw. And also Brian Taylor. A great snap.
Spirits are rising. That's the start Collingwood needed. Back in the centre. One down by O'Dwyer. Generally, Melbourne have got the quick reply. Will it happen again? No. Saunders. Timely mark at centre half back and now 50 metres. Melbourne player running across the mark there. So Saunders comes up through the centre.
Interesting rule that, Dennis. Your teammates are allowed to cross the mark, but the opposition are not.
Saunders goes looking for Taylor, outnumbered 3-1. That makes it pretty tough. It falls to Johnson, claimed by Ryan. Well played, Ryan, and he gets a goal.
And you're watching action from today's first semi-final at the MCG between Melbourne and Collingwood. We're in the third quarter. We move on a bit. Both teams have added a point, and at this stage, Melbourne leading by 11 points.
Melbourne making a change. Williams coming off, and Doug Coop coming on.
A change that John Northey has made at least on one other occasion today. And Dwyer in front. Lyon again. That wasn't the required distance to Healy. So he has a shot at goal himself. Just bounces on the line for one behind. 8-13 to 7-7. Still anybody's game. Kerrison will do the kicking in for Collingwood. Under 14 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Again to the outer side. This one on the breeze. Covers about 60 metres. Fisted back into attack by Melbourne. Lyon, who's been his star as he carried forward. That's the free kick.
What a great punch back by O'Dwyer too. That carried 40 metres.
Worth a kick.
We'll see here. Lyon going to ground as Saunders comes down over the top. We'll see from another angle.
That was an interesting one, wasn't it?
Lyon having his 16th kick. Just in from the boundary. Nudges at goalward. That's a great effort from there. It's a goal.
You can see by that kick why Gary Lyon is a class player. He's class. It's written all over him. He's very much team orientated. He's got courage. He is just about a complete footballer. We see here setting up. This was a big punch back by O'Dwyer. Then in front line, looking for the boundary line, but just being pushed in the back at the crucial time. But what a magnificent kick for goal, and a badly needed one.
67 plays 49. Lyon has 2 goals. Melbourne lead. Collingwood attack, and Lovett takes a great mark in defence. Grinter up towards right half back. Intended for Yates. He still may get it. He does after a battle between Manson and Dersma. So Yates breaks away. Well shepherded by Dersma. Drives it towards half forward. Lovell over the top of Turner. Well done by Shaw. It comes back to him. At close quarters to Morwood. He ferrets it out wide. This is Banks. Banks from half back. Kicks towards centre wing. Awkward bounce for the big fellow. Coming through. Yates does well to fist it away from Ryan. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Melbourne 9-13, Collingwood 7-7. Just under 12.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Well, it's been a good quarter by Collingwood, but Melbourne have answered the challenge. This is Ryan. He's really lifted them around the packs with his pace. Onto Barwick. Not Barwick, Starcevic. Starcevic at centre field. Up to half forward, McEwen the target and marks. Amid some attention from Danny Hughes, who was just a trifle late. McEwen glares at him.
They're horrible marks to be under.
Oof.
That one where McEwen, you know someone's coming, but you've just got to hold your ground.
So McEwen right on 50. Vital kick for Collingwood. That's close. It's a goal. Just got it in. And Ron McEwen brings up his second goal. 55-67, still 2 goals in it.
He is an indifferent kick, Ron McEwen, but he's got a lot of ability. We mentioned that earlier. See the white earlier in the first quarter, the way he set it up for Taylor. He's got a lot of ability. He hasn't played too many games this year, McEwen, but he's got a lot of courage. He's about 6'2" and a lot of ability. If he can get himself fit, he'll be a good player.
2 goals the difference. 12 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Dacos, a chance midfield, onto Kerrison, up from defence. He's gone for distance with the kick. Taylor on a lead and marks. Well, this will make it interesting if he can kick this one. If Taylor can goal, the difference will be 1 straight kick. Now, Brian Taylor has kicked 2 goals so far. And further to that, 2 goals, 2, and 1 out of bounds. So you'd have to suggest he's no certainty to kick it. He'll get the distance. He'll be in about a 45-degree angle. In fact, a bit more. Probably closer to 60. Taylor. It's a goal. 6 points the difference.
Well, that seems to be the scoring end. The punt road end, which Collingwood are kicking. But the important thing in football, if you can get it cleanly out of the centre, then go straight for goal. That's where you reap the benefit. You see here this long kick straight out of the centre. You catch the opposition backs out of position. The forwards have the advantage. But you've got to win the ball, as Collingwood did, out of the centre cleanly. Well done, Collingwood.
The first semi-final alive once again. A great fight back in this term by the Magpies. Brian Taylor's third goal has made the difference. Only 6 points. And getting out of the centre so vital. Neither side successful in that at this stage, and so we'll see another bounce. Jamie Turner gets himself up. Over the top was Dersma. The bounce favours Melbourne and Spalding. Healy out from left centre wing to half forward and O'Dwyer. Great mark right on the 50-metre line. Well, he hasn't done that much today, O'Dwyer, but that was a splendid effort. A contest between he and Fellows fairly even, as we saw in the stats at half-time. White swings around, can't goal. Here's another chance for Melbourne. Spalding makes time and makes the difference. 2 goals.
The goal by Spalding was the last score for the third quarter, and at three-quarter time the Demons led by 12 points, 10-13 to 9-7. So we were set for a great final quarter. The crowd almost 90,000 at the MCG. Could the Pies do it? Could the Demons hang on? We pick it up at the opening bounce.
Last quarter of the 1988 first semi-final from the MCG. Melbourne leads by 12 points after they led by 23 at half-time and 9 at quarter-time. O'Dwyer down to Healy, who can't get clear. Tony Shaw making sure of that. The two captains tangle like two pocket battleships.
Should be a jump ball, wouldn't it? Basketball anyway.
We'll go through it again. Line ball decision again. Turner tries to get clear, just about tripped up by Lovell. A play on call from the umpire. Turner uses his pace, but now he got pushed in the back. And will take a free kick.
It was a long run.
And it was more than 10 yards, wasn't it, that run?
Well, I think so. Inside the centre square, you could measure it pretty well, couldn't you?
Let's take a look. Well, about 12 paces there. He did get the push in the back and the free kick. At the back is Hughes. He's got support from Johnson. Doesn't need it. He's well shepherded. Delivers it out wide. Newport on his own. Dacos' tag. The pass to half forward, and Wilson slips over at the crucial moment, gives Kerrison the opportunity, but the boundary line is too close. Umpire's blown the whistle. It's going to be a boundary throw.
Brian Wilson's got to worry more about the ball instead of appealing to the umpire for free kicks.
Throw in about 50 metres, just in excess of, away from Melbourne's goal. Steins and Christian. Jackson grabbed what he didn't have, and I would have thought. Ball socket off the ground up towards Sean White. And it'll be out of bounds. Throw in about 5 to 8 metres from the behind post. Manson and Hawke. Hawke on the right. Maybe he should be on the left. Dacos. Can't get clear. Now Banks was grabbed surely when he didn't have it. And the umpire says it's Dennis Banks' free kick.
Banks, left back pocket. He's trying hard today. Short pass, Grosiska, just inside the boundary line. Gavin Grosiska taking his time. Hugs the boundary line with the kick. Starcevic, good strong mark. Hits the ground running.
Too far.
He's gone too far.
Well, why didn't he play the one earlier?
Well, he ran further, Don.
Different umpire.
Yeah, you're right. Different umpire.
He ran about, I would say, 25 metres.
I think on that replay when we got Turner before, we picked him up about halfway through his journey.
That's true.
Here's Lovell. He's the benefactor of Starcevic going too far. He's tried hard today too. Anthony Lovell. This will test him. He's kicking from about 55 metres out. A lot riding on this kick. Long towards full forward. In front, White. He's done that several times today. He's judged it best in flight. And he's taken this mark only about 7 or 8 metres out.
Well, a little reminiscent of last week at VFL Park. White moved to full forward at centre at half-time, and he did exactly this thing. Dragged down a mark from exactly the same position.
So, Sean White. A lot riding on this kick as the one before. If he gets the goal, Collingwood's task will be a difficult one. White kicks. And kicks truly.
Again, it's 3 goals the difference. Sean White has 3 goals. He's Melbourne's leading contributor in that regard now. Ball kicked away by Banks out to the centre wing position. McEwen taking the mark. He's a long way from goal. They haven't really gained much, except they've retained possession. Collingwood, McEwen goes for distance. Starcevic outmarked by O'Dwyer. Dwyer from 50-metre defence line. Transfers it up to the centre. Yates, bad hand pass. Dacos overruns it. Yates gets a chance to make amends. Lies on top of it. Could have almost been penalised. Umpire says stalemate.
I think I'd make a change, Peter. I'd get Stretch off Starcevic and put here on Barwick and get Grinter or Dersma onto Starcevic.
He's been a pretty good player. Grinter has a fresh air shot. Barwick butters up, caught one too high. Dersma and Dacos. Dacos no support at all. It's out of bounds. Right forward pocket. Good effort by the champ. Unfortunately, as I said, no support from him. Pretty hard to turn though when you've got two Melbourne players descending upon you pretty quickly. O'Dwyer looks for and gets the front position. Knocks it straight to Tony Shaw though. Johnson tries to get clear. Good tackle, Shaw. Backing up as Greg.
Oh!
Out of bounds. Deliberate. Yes, he's paid it.
Where would he go in that situation, Don?
Well, he had nowhere to go, but he could have disguised it just a little bit better, I think, Dennis. Maybe gone further along the boundary line. We'll see here on replay, he went straight for the boundary. Now he could have taken a little bit longer, maybe up in the air or something along that line, but it was deliberate.
Barwick for kick number 11, and what would be his first goal. No. It's out of bounds, touched. It will be a throw in Collingwood's left forward pocket.
11-13 Melbourne, 9-7 Collingwood. Just over 20 minutes remaining in this game. Boundary throw in. Starcevic opposed to O'Dwyer. Shaw. Hurried snap across the goal face. This is Hughes fisting towards the boundary. Viney leads in the race. Brown, timely push on the shoulder, and the ball spills out of bounds. It was well played. Collingwood desperate for a goal now. O'Dwyer and Starcevic once more. O'Dwyer, front position. Won it. Dersma, knocked on by Newport. Grinter the hurried kick towards centre wing. Fellows, tackled by Wilson. Well picked up by Morwood, needs support. Ball spills back. He did well, Morwood, to get a boot on that. Fellows picks it up and gets it to Shaw. To Banks. Banks in the bright sunshine now, confronted by Healy. Kicks towards half forward. Melbourne again in number. They get back superbly. This is Grinter. Grinter up from the back pocket. Options to the members' side. Shocking kick. Dacos, great mark. Awkward one to mark. He did it superbly. Now he's away. Dacos towards half forward. Sol Turner into real trouble. Lovell tackled him. At close quarters he gets it to O'Dwyer. Long clearing kick towards half forward. Morwood goes back and takes a very good mark, running with the flight of the ball.
Shane Morwood inside defensive 50. Out wide, Tony Shaw made some space. He'll have to get around Lyon. Barwick. Then it comes to Ryan. Inside 50. Hughes in front of Taylor, who'd slipped over. And Danny Hughes has done a particularly good job in the key defence post today. Actually, the ball hasn't been delivered to Taylor on a platter either. No, Lyon to Lovell, who's played well. Healy and Saunders. And Saunders gathers in well. Actually, Saunders hasn't done a bad job today. Lovell confronts him. The end result is out of bounds. It'll be a throw in just on Collingwood's attacking side of centre wing, with 18 and a bit minutes remaining in the game. Still time to get Collingwood up if they're good enough. Fellows with Steins. Healy. Cop one a bit high. Out of bounds on the forward. Hasn't moved.
No, he's all right.
Yates it is, rather, not Healy. The shoulder it was. Spalding went for the knock on, didn't get it. Christian measures the hand pass to Morwood. Tony Shaw will get around O'Dwyer onto Jamie Turner at midfield. Turner goes for the pass, and that's better. The first time Taylor's really had a pass hit him on the chest all day. Now he's directly in front. Let's watch it again.
Well set up. You just can't do anything at all when you're full back and a pass comes from further up the ground to the full forward like that.
Now can Brian Taylor convert and give Collingwood a chance? That's pretty close. It looks okay. It's a goal. 4 goals to Brian Taylor.
And Collingwood have made a change, as have Melbourne. Fellows going off Manson on. And Melbourne have brought on Cooper, and I think Viney, yes, it is Viney who has gone off. So a number of changes as we see this being set up to Taylor. And forwards or fellows in midfield have got worked really hard to stop the ball being delivered in such a way. The fullback depends a lot on the fellows further up the ground.
Brian Taylor's 4th goal made the difference. 2 goals once more.
Here's the time remaining. Out of the middle, it's Newport for Melbourne this time. Deep into attack. Clears the pack down there. Christian. It could bounce through for Newport's goal. Was it touched? I don't think it was. It's a goal. There's the bounce. Kerrison. Steins comes away though. Back towards half forward. Melbourne meeting the challenge. The Magpies not done with yet. This is Saunders out wide. Into the path of a teammate. Brown gathers. Brown confronted by Coop. Feeds the hand pass to Shaw. McEwen is on for the next one in the chain, but he elects Krasiska instead. Krasiska goes down towards the pocket. Ryan is there in close attendance, Johnson. And the ball spills across the boundary line. 12-13 Melbourne. 10-7 Collingwood.
87,407 the attendance, Dennis.
That accounts for the atmosphere. What a big day it's been. And a tough, uncompromising game of football. Steins and Starcevic stretch in from the side. Fists it back towards the boundary line. Out of bounds, it will be thrown in once more.
And Melbourne might have changed. They've got White now up on the half-forward line with Krasiska. Lyon has gone back to the full-forward position.
15.5 minutes left in the game. Collingwood need a goal pretty quickly. Melbourne have answered the challenge all day. Grinter grabbed well by Barwick. Umpire has given a free kick. Johnson will take it. No, it's not going to be Johnson. It's Wilson. Brian Wilson, short of left half-back flank. O'Dwyer was the target. Doesn't matter. It's been marked by Lovett. To play on call. A hand pass. He takes it back from Dersma. And ultimately gets clear. Good shepherd by Dersma. Allowing him to get the kick in down towards half forward. The mark for Collingwood has been taken for them by Krasiska. On to Morwood. Over White. Krasiska again. Turner. Turner at midfield. Kicks it straight to Alan Johnson. And Tony Shaw has decked the Melbourne player. And there was an Academy Award performance by Rod Grinter, and the umpire didn't do anything about it. He wasn't wearing that. Lovell takes the mark at right half forward. I'd like to know what was said out there. Lovell from 55 out. Won't get the distance. Into the goal square at Wobbles. Dacos pressuring Newport. Bad hand pass. Collingwood running in numbers out of defence. I see Hawke back on the ground. It's out of bounds, says the boundary umpire. There's a fight behind play at midfield. 3 Melbourne players on a 1 Collingwood. Slightly outnumbered out there, isn't it?
Stretch and Starcevic. That's the way the game started.
A few more coming in now. And the game still continues, though, on the members stand wing. O'Dwyer. Long kick by the big redhead. Oh, White got a mile in the air and went for the knock on. Shaw in trouble. A hurried hand pass. Turner palms it on for Krasiska. In turn, he'll knock it on further forward for Shane Morwood, who's in front of Spalding, but only just. Collingwood under plenty of pressure, and he gets the hand pass to Hawke.
Hawke's got some time on the outer side. This is Ryan. Ryan on centre wing. High kick towards half forward. McEwen does well. Knocks it away from Dersma. On all fours, McEwen socked away by Grinter. Out of bounds on the full. Just over 13 minutes remaining. McGuan goes long. The mark is taken by Hughes. Used his body very well indeed. Taylor wants a free. Hughes has got the footy. Hughes towards the outer side wing. It's all Melbourne out there. Yates takes it. Shepherded by Dersma. A couple of bounces. Yates, a third now. Carries him down towards right half forward. Roar from the crowd. He unloads a long kick. Big pack at the fall of the ball. The defender in front, Morwood, takes the mark. At the wrong end, though, for Collingwood.
He's got to go long and straight down the ground.
Shane Morwood. Back towards the outer side wing. Well-weighted kick. Manson should have marked that. Got to his feet quickly. The deflection comes to Krasiska. And he does what Melbourne did just moments before through Yates. A couple of bounces down towards the pocket with the kick. Ryan tries to knock it on for Collingwood. Trying to soccer it off the ground was Hughes. Picked up by McEwen right on the boundary line. Does well. Feeds it back inside, intended for Hawke. Dersma. Well played, Dersma. Gets it across to Hughes.
Melbourne's defence pretty solid at the moment. Sean White, the big leaper. And he shows his skills on the ground as well to get it to O'Dwyer. Lovell, outside 50, has to go for the hurried hand pass. Good tackle by Morwood. Turner pressures and comes out with the ball. Collingwood need a goal quickly. Starcevic has marked. About 65 metres out from goal, 11.5 minutes remaining in the game. A goal here would make it pretty interesting. And Shane Morwood, who's moved down into attack, has taken the mark. You can see the distance. He'll be kicking from inside the 50-metre mark.
And Earl Spalding, his opponent at the centre-half forward position, holding his head.
Still 18 points in it. 11 minutes left in the game. It'll be close. Might just drift away, has it? It has. So 3 goals can win it for Collingwood. I feel the task may be just beyond them. 68-85.
Great play by Morwood.
Danny Hughes to bring the ball back. Hughes favouring the outer side.
Oh.
Stepping back into the pack was Manson. He's got it to Turner. With the sun in his eyes as well. That was a fine mark, wasn't it? Taylor almost a one-hander. 16 points the difference off the hands of the pack. 10.5 minutes left in the game. 69-85.
Lee Matthews feeling the tension as Hughes kicks in. You sense now Collingwood are making their last grab for glory. This is Stretch, grandstand side, trying to deny them. Kicks towards centre wing, taken by Lovell, claimed by Turner, jarred free. Love it over the top, into the path of Spalding. He's away, 2 tired players there. Spalding and Starcevic, long kick. Who'll be first back? Krasiska. He paddles it towards the boundary line. It's out of bounds and will be thrown in alongside the behind post. Inside 10 minutes remaining now. It's down to 9:52. Steins and Christian. They've made it hard for their defenders, with Christian having to do the ruck work down there. Steins generally has been the master. White comes over the top that time. Wilson rushed through with the ball. It's a behind. The lead increased for Melbourne.
17 points.
86-69 then. Dennis Banks. Members side. Morwood. Almost a great mark. Couldn't hang on. Cooper Spalding. What will he do? Has he got the accuracy? It's coming back. I think it just missed. It did. Behind.
Right behind that one. So 12-15 to 10-9. Once again, it's 3 goals. And the task becoming harder by the second for Collingwood. 9:16 remaining in the game. And maybe for the Magpies, the season. Newport knocks it close to his opposite number 34, Mick McGuan, but it's out of bounds. Williams coming back onto the ground, it would appear.
Coop going off.
And back to the action, which is on the other side of the ground at the moment. Dacos fumbles. He doesn't do that very often. Puts his body in well again. McGuan tries to pick it up. Steins blocks his path. Umpire says throw it in once more. Certainly suiting Melbourne. Clock ticking down. Every second valuable. Christian and Steins. Won by Christian. Grinter got one too high from Tony Shaw. And will take the free kick. That time he was hit high. Rod Grinter a quite half forward flank. Now a goal here would make the game, one would think, safe for Melbourne. He'd have to kick it some 60 metres. He hasn't done that. Into the goal square. Morwood knocks the ball clear. It's through for 1 point. But that could make it pretty hard for them now. 2 goals, 7 or 19 points.
It's 4 kicks then, Peter. 4 straight kicks.
4 goals they have to get to win the game. Kerrison brings it back.
Andy behind. Kerrison down the centre now as they must. Big pack. Oh, great mark is taken out there by Grimmer. Ghosting in front of that pack. They were coming from everywhere. And the rugged defender pulled it down.
They're going to get the big fellows back there again, Melbourne, because Grinter's going to unload with a long bomb.
Nothing subtle about this kick. Towards the full forward area. Manson should have punched away. He was lucky that time. Saunders comes away with it. Pulled off the kick. It wobbles out towards the boundary. It's out of bounds on the full.
Great tackle by Ricky Jackson.
A couple of errors there from Collingwood in defence. The pressure right on now. This is Yates. An outstanding player this afternoon. A kick from about 60 metres out right on the boundary. A centering kick. O'Dwyer in best position. Christian fisting away. Knocked on by Shaw. Was it in the back? Lyon comes up looking for the kick. It wasn't there. Held to him by Saunders. Will have a ball up. 7:05 with the clock running down. Final term. The winner to play Carlton. The loser is out of the competition. Melbourne, narrow winners last week. Improving each week as the hand pass comes out to Jackson from Healy. It goes goalward and narrowly misses.
Still a valuable point. Collingwood 4 straight kicks away from victory. And with 6:41 left in the game, that's a pretty hard task, isn't it? Banks to the outer side. Morwood's the target. Time the enemy of Collingwood now. As Melbourne players being whistled back on the mark. Still 2 standing there. Christian, left centre wing. A goal here would lift their flagging spirits. He has to get around Jackson. Beautifully done by the big fellow. Christian, plenty of meterage in that kick. But not well directed. Grinter, who struck a purple patch late in the game. Mark number 6, kick number 15 for Rod Grinter. Out to Lovett. Lovett at left half-back flank, or just short of that position. He's been a good player today for Melbourne too. 2-on-1 in favour of Melbourne. Knocked down by Williams. Lovell at the back. Hugs the boundary line. Stabs it to left half forward virtually. At the fall of the ball is Healy. The skipper's kick accurate. 2 were there. And Newport would feel confident of kicking it after his goal earlier in the quarter.
Melbourne starting to play with a lot of confidence now.
Tails are certainly up, Don, aren't they? Steve Newport, 55 out. Good distance with the kick. That could be the sealer. It's a goal.
Today's game is part of the Myer 1988 VFL Premiership Series.
That goal sealed it for the Demons. Brian Taylor added 2 for Collingwood and the final margin was 13 points. They kicked 3-4 to 3-3 in the last quarter, the Demons, to win the game. White kicked 3 goals, Lyon, Wilson, Steins and Newport each 2, and for the Magpies, Taylor kicked 6, McEwen and McGuan each kicked 2. A crowd of over 87,000 for the first semi-final, Collingwood having finished second, losing both their finals and going out of the competition. After the game, Ian Robertson spoke to Coach Lee Matthews.
Well, were you fairly positive with the players that you had at your disposal even before the game against Carlton? Were you fairly positive with your attitude towards these finals matches?
I don't think I'm